I hope you like screen capture software. What's up, socials? Happy Sexy Wednesday. I actually learned this tip this week that I thought would be really fun to share with you. It's kind of really niche, but it's a really good thing to know. Specifically, if you're planning on doing any speaking, you're probably going to have to come up with a PowerPoint in your future. And if you don't want to make people fall asleep during your presentation, I have a little tip for you today that we're going to talk about. You know how much I like video, and sometimes you can use up some of that time that you're up there on stage talking about a video and actually playing it. Well, there is a specific way that you can add a YouTube video into a PowerPoint presentation so that it will play within the presentation, staying within the branding of all the slides that you have, not having to click out and go to youtube.com. You can actually embed it in the presentation. So we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to go to the computer now to show you how to do it.
Okay, so we're getting started here in PowerPoint. This is just a basic PowerPoint presentation. I'm just on a slide. I picked a pretty one just for the sake of us being here today. It's something very important to note to start is that you need this developer tab up top. Sometimes it's not always there if you just downloaded PowerPoint or whatever the case. So I'm going to go to where that option is. And when you get to customize ribbon under the options in the file tab, you just need to come over here to this side and make sure that developer tab is checked. So of course mine's checked and that's why it's there. But if your developer tab is not available, that would be why. So we're going to go over to that developer tab and click on this little settings button. And what we're looking for in here is Shockwave Flash Object. That's what we want to install into the presentation. So once you click OK, you get this little pointer and you can decide where your video is going to go. So I'm going to stretch it across here, and you can always resize it later. There's options here to do that, but for the sake of this video, that's good enough for me. And then we're going to right click on it and go to the properties. So here you see a lot of options. They probably don't make sense to you quite yet, but let's get our video. So I'm on my channel. I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to share this video. The video's in a playlist right now. That's why this link up here is a little bit overly complicated. So you can do one of two things. You can come down to share and make sure this is unclicked, this playlist button, and then you'll have the code for the link for just your video. But I actually recommend if you can pull it from the top here, it'll be a little bit easier when we get to the next part. So you just want to go all the way to the @ sign, or not the @ sign, I'm sorry, that's an ampersand. Pfft, hello. But this is the main URL here. Copy that, and then just to make sure we can even paste it and make sure it's going to the right place. It's going to the right place, so that's our link. And so here we're going to put it in one of these fields where it says movie. Where you see movie, you want to paste that link. However, this is the important part. You need to delete a couple of things. So this is why this is the link that I like a little bit more than the other one. You want to delete the watch. Let me see if I can open up this a little bit. You want to delete the watch and the question mark and leave the V. And then you want to delete the equal sign and make that a dash as well. So that's going to set up your link. Now it's perfect. You can do a couple of other things here, such as looping. If you want the video to loop, you can say true or false here. I don't want it to loop. Another important one is playing. If you want the video to start playing as soon as you get to that page of your presentation, then you want true. But if you want to be able to control that, you just want it sitting there waiting on you to get to that point in your presentation when you're ready to hit play, then I would hit false. And there's a couple other things here you can mess with, but that's pretty much it. And then we're just going to close out of it. Now to make sure everything worked out okay, we're going to play our presentation. We're on the first page of the presentation. You can see my video is embedded there just the way I asked for it to. It's not playing because I made sure to differentiate that I didn't want it to play, but I am able to play it myself within the presentation.
A pretty specific tip today, but I know it'll probably come in useful for some of you. Definitely something that when I realized there was such a process for it, I was like, there needs to be a really good video about this. Why don't I make it? Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Make sure you subscribe to my e-newsletter. The link is in the description below, as well as in this annotation underneath me right now, or in the sidebar if you're on SavvySexySocial.com watching this, and that's where you'll get all the updates of my videos and a little bit extra something from me. So definitely sign up there. Just in case. You never know when YouTube's gonna blow up. How are you gonna subscribe to my stuff if it's not here? I'm gonna have to put them someplace else. Although, subscribing on YouTube is very nice as well. So you can do both, and that'd be awesome. I'll see you tomorrow for Social Thursday.